From the Rancho Capistrano soccer fields, this is the CYSA 2009 State National Cup. So shift colors, we're underway for all you sailors out there, past and present. This match in the girls under 13 category represents West Coast FC, and they will play South Bay Force. Let's get the lineup first for the South Bay Force. Their team administrator is Robert Simon. The head coach is Shelly Marsden. 00 at outside half is Susana Muno. Number 2 at forward is Kimberly Keever. Number 3 at center mid is Megan Perkins. Number 4 at an outside half is Amanda McKeegan. Number 7 at outside halfback is Jessica Vincent. Number 8 at center back is Madison Makita. Number 9 at defender is Christine Kovalas. Number 10 at center or midfield is Shannon Simon. Number 11 at center mid is Katrina Cohen. Number 14 at a center mid is Megan Mahoney. Number 17 at defender outside half or forward is Kara Inamoto. Number 20 at defender is Kaylee Lauderville. The keeper will be Sierra Pontier. At defender is Sayaka Saganuma. She's number 24. Number 28 at forward is Chidera Acabuilo. And number 48 is a forward, Savannah Sartini. And that's the South Bay Force. For West Coast FC, their team administrator is Kathy Ahern. The head coach is Gus Castaneda. The keeper will be Monk Berger. Number 2 at forward is Killian Ahern. Number 4 at center back is Nicole Smolinski. Number 5 at midfield is Yeli Millen. Number 6 at defender is Brian Chilton Eddy. Number 7 at right back is Izzy Garcia. Number 8 at forward is Natalie Higgins. Number 9 at forward is Chloe Hemingway. Number 10 at center mid is Ashley Ramirez. Number 12 at left forward is Izzy Geary. Number 13 at the keeper position, she won't be starting though, is Alexis Strickland. Number 15 at right back is Kirsten Reeves. Number 16 at center back is Indigo Gibson. 18 at forward is Hannah Lapicolo. And 19 at center mid is Jamila Tijan. And that's your lineup for both clubs. We'll be right back with the walk down for both teams in just a moment. And now coming down midfield is the center ref, flanked by his 2 linesmen. He's got that great soccer ball here in this championship match of the girls under 13. Right here at the Rancho Capistrano soccer fields. And off to the left and the right will be the South Bay Force Black and West Coast FC. We'll get set to get underway in just a moment. We'll be right back. All right, we have the South Bay Force Black and the girls under 13 going from left to right to start the match, and from right to left is West Coast FC.
Come on, JoJo. Hard, Jess. West Coast, bring it!
How many minutes? 30-minute halves, we're underway. The South Bay Force Black.
35.
Correction, 35-minute halves. West Coast FC on a run on the near side. Here's Keever. Keever right it off there. She draws it back to Simon. Simon cross into the box now. Trying to get a touch there. Or rather, that was to Jean, and then we're going back the other way now. As retreating back, West Coast FC. South Bay Force black now. South Bay Force going to throw it in on the far side over to, and that is Keever. The first girl that touched it was Ahern for West Coast FC when they first got the game started. The West Coast FC now in is central. Now they want to switch it to the near side to Chilton Eddy. And here's Ahern now. Animoto in the back now. And on the near side, they can't keep it in. And so West Coast FC going to throw it in. Chilton Eddy in the corner looking for a Mellum. And now there's Ahern. A strike by Ahern into the box. Brought down to the far side. But SBF being able to get to it that time, McKeegan. And now into the central of the box, and that time Animoto was able to strike it out of there. West Coast FC, they're on a soccer ball from the Y. Service into the box. However, SBF having it from their own defensive third and bringing it up. The South Bay Force want to switch it to the near side for a run. And that time with Jessica Vincent. West Coast FC will be able to throw it in. On the near side. Vincent. Her pass was intercepted. She was trying to work with Acubuilo. It goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. Chilton Eddy throws it in into the corner, the defensive third of SBF. The South Bay Force now push it out of their defensive third and headed toward the central now with Acubuilo, and she couldn't get to it as is pushed down at central there with Mahoney now. Megan Mahoney want to switch it to the near side as a teammate there as Vincent went down. No call by the center ref. Retreating back is Cara Animoto. Animoto now, her pass was blocked, gets it to Mahoney, and we now have a look at Jessica Vincent. We'll take a moment. 0-0 your score. Going to be a drop ball now. And out that 50-50 played there by Keever. Now that ball headed toward the defensive third of SBF, and it's going to be an offsides call, I believe. 0-0 score under cloudy skies. It hasn't warmed up any today. Here in this championship match of the girls under 13. We were around for the girls under 12 championship match, State Cup National. Happy to be with you, Greg, GK Porter, George Landerman Video Sports Productions, along with George on the camera. Always proud to have that scenario. And we're going to have a throw-in. SBF now. Going to throw it in. Animoto. Off of Keever, but goes to the central and to Jean as they push it down to the center circle, and we got a foul. So it's going to be a West Coast FC free kick from the center circle area. Let's see which direction they want to go with the soccer ball. Down, straight down to central, but could not possess it. as SBF able to win it and push it upfield now. Over to Akubuilu. Akubuilu again. And running by it was Kiever. West Coast FC now. West Coast trying to get that into that attacking third. Treating back is Makita. Get a good look there at the Amtrak Surfliner going by. Probably coming down from the San Diego area, coming up here to Orange County. Ashley Ramirez into Central. We got a whistle. And it's going to be a free kick. SBF, South Bay Force, from their own half of field, pushing it up to Akubuilu, and she couldn't continue any further as she was dispossessed there. Coming back now is Chilton Eddy, and a keeper way off her line. She could not touch it and has to retreat back, and they send it, and she is able to get back to it. Sierra Pontier took a gamble and almost got caught on it. West Coast FC. And pushing off that time, Indigo Gibson on Chidera Akubuilu. Ball into the 18-yard box, out of save. Coming down was Kiever that time, saved by Monkberger. For West Coast FC, off of a bounce that time, as SBF could not get another player to strike that ball and try to stick it in the back of the net. As they retreat back now, kind of reducing the size of the field with Vincent upfield. Akubuilu off the header.
Move for the ball.
For Kiever. Kiever still on it. Gets it over to Mahoney. And in their own defensive half, trying to do something down at Central, but running onto it there was Tejan. Tejan pushing it up forward. Looking for a runner there as Piccolo. And now Tejan pushes it in the 18-yard box, and coming down the throw to the 18-yard box was Ahern trying to touch that soccer ball, but off the nice bounce, Pontier was able to handle it. And Kiever retreating back. Garcia.
Go, Jess.
Trying to push it up forward into space now to Jean. And they get another strike on it. It was Mellum. Ellie Mellum. Danielle, her given name, and down the far side for a run for West Coast FC. And a nice slide tackle that time. Center ref says play on. Up to Dijon. And it's still headed toward the attacking third as Mahoney comes out with it. And over to Ramirez as they head back the other way on their counterattack. Touch there by Smolinski. And a drive now. And Trina Cohen up to Akubuilu. And now to get it over to Kiever. Man, that ball driven off the header. Stopped there again by Katrina Cohen. And she gets it forward across midfield to Akubuilu. Over to Mahoney. Mahoney settles it, brings it out to the wide. And they're trying to move it up toward that attacking third. It's still on a soccer ball. And I believe that's Shannon Simon. And almost into the 18-yard box. Mahoney strikes it. Gets it over to Vincent. She goes down, but Tejan able to strike it. Obviously, Cohen comes over there. And a 50-50 ball. Vincent. As they win it, West Coast FC down to Central. Here they come with Ahern. Ahern on the near side. Ahern in the box. And coming over there at the last moment was Lauderville. Beautiful play that time. by Kaylee Lauderville into space as they were trying to get in that 18-yard box and get a good shot on the keeper, Pontier. 0-0 to score, the throw-in toward the 18-yard box. SBF now going to get it out of their defensive third with Akubuilo. Chidera getting it. Got a player there, runner at midfield, and that's Kiever. Kiever going to switch it to the far side as they try to work it back to Akubuilo, but she didn't get it. A little bit too far on that pass. Into central now. Cohen gets to it, but dispossessed now. Mahoney wants to get to it, but she can't. Now here's Ahern. Ahern trying to go down to central, but she's double teamed and taken away the soccer ball. Upfield now, over to McKeegan. But she loses it to Tejan. Tejan now going to work it over her teammate Mellum into space. When out goes over to Shannon Simon. Simon and company move it upfield. They move it over to Kiever. Chasing it down, Akubuilo, but it now goes over to Shannon Simon, and he just couldn't get another touch on it. Coming into the space is Cohen. Cohen heavily pressured there. Cohen draws it back, and they get it across midfield again. Looking for Kiever, and couldn't hold it, and it's going to be a throw-in. Good action by both teams. Good defense by both teams so far here in the first half. The State Cup National 2009, a championship game in the girls under 13. The winner goes to the Far West Regionals. For the girls under 13, a throw-in for the West Coast FC. Over to Jamila Tejan. And West Coast FC now. On the near side, they work their offense. Process an attack there with Ahern. She goes down and intercepted as they stand tall. SBF in the top of the box. Here's Ahern, and a whistle by the center ref. And it's going to be a free kick. Free kick for West Coast FC. Set piece try here. 0-0 your score. Greg G.K. Porter under cloudy skies here at the Rancho Capistrano soccer fields. Watching Gibson in toward the box, and a header out of the box now. However, they still have a chance, and too high on a shot. The semicircle a few yards outside the semicircle to the 18-yard box. But way too high of a shot that time. I believe that was Ashley Ramirez, and it was who took that shot.
Wrong, Jeff.
Pontier. Sierra setting it up for the goal kick. And you 0-0 match. Upfield down to central. Ramirez off a strike. Looking for Ahern. Didn't get there. Ramirez has it again, but here comes Akubuilo. And comes into the space. Knocked out by West Coast FC to throw in by SBF on a near side. And it will be a throw in now. Jessica Vincent's going to throw it in. South Bay Force toward the 18-yard box, and a foul on the back of the SBF player. The South Bay Force Black now with a free kick. A few yards outside of the 18-yard box. Set piece try, trying to get one on the net.
Races come off next week, Wednesday.
South Bay Force Black, the bending ball, and it is knocked way up in the air and undoubtedly past the goal line. That was a heck of a shot. I believe it was Amanda McKeegan that took that one. Good bending ball, and McKeegan again is going to take the CK now. Amanda McKeegan. had her last drive in a 6-yard box, blocked, knocked way up in the air. Here's her left-footed try again, a bending ball, intercepted by West Coast FC. They knock it past the goal line. It'll be another CK set-piece try. So 3 set-piece tries here in the last minute for South Bay Forest Black. Trying to put the first goal on the back of the net in this match. The bending ball, the in-swinger, and it in the 18-yard box is won by West Coast FC, pushed all the way to midfield. As you see there, players for SBFC. And South Bay Forest Black now off of the West Coast FC, and it is now going to be a throw-in. SBF now, the throw on the near side.
Come on, Chief. Come on, Chief.
Akubuilo trying to get to it, but they knocked it out of play. Anamoto, the throw on the near side, looking for Chidera again, and this time ran out of room. So West Coast FC will throw it in from their own defensive third. Intercepted by Vincent. And here's Mahoney. Mahoney shielding the defender. Over to Vincent. Nice step around. And then they get it to Anamoto. Try to get it to Mahoney. It was intercepted. Here goes West Coast FC down to Central now. As on it now, there is La Piccolo, and it goes knocked out of play past the goal line. And it's going to be a goal kick. Goal kick now. Ramirez strikes it down the near side. La Piccolo and to the 18-yard box, and then out back to Ramirez. And on the near side, Mellum goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. 0-0, still your score in the first half. Will it end up that way? And it whistled by the center ref. We'll see. Attacking here, West Coast FC into the box momentarily. Akubuilo getting it out of there though. Tejan drawing it back. Getting it over to Gibson. Toward the 18-yard box, but again, SBF standing tall on the box. However, here's another through ball into the box. And it's going to be a CK. As Brianne Chiltonetti taking a cross and able to knock it off the South Bay Forest Black. And it is now going to be a CK with Ashley Ramirez. Gonna take it. Ramirez, the CK. Does she want to outswing it or in-swing it? Swings it out. The top of the box, looking for a runner onto it. Possessed enough to get it back to Ramirez. Nice ball right at the keeper, but Pontier is able to make the save coming off her line. And Sierra draws it down to Central.
Come on, Jess. Come on, Jess.
A little bit off over to the near side here. Here's Vincent. Jessica Vincent at the near side. Simon, and then it's intercepted and sit back to midfield. Mellum. Get it out to the wide to Isela Garcia. Garcia now drives it now for a long ball. Again, another long ball to La Piccolo. And now Garcia. Garcia, nice step over. Garcia pressured now, and they knock it away. And it's pinch again. It was Shannon Simon and Manny McKeegan. They throw it in. Here's Tejan. Jamila into the 18-yard box. Off of bounds. Up in the air. The save by Pontier. She had to reach up high that time because it was going to go over her head into the back of the net. And able to make the save. Going up high. And it's going to give up a CK, though. Ashley Ramirez for West Coast FC. Substitution now for West Coast FC in a 0-0 match. Love how these players wear different color cleats. Isabella Geary. Izzy Geary into the contest now. And a save by Pontier going low, finding that soccer ball. Sierra's played great in this match so far. As West Coast FC, who got to this match by beating Real SoCal 4-0 in the quarterfinals, and in the semis they beat the Surf 2-0. South Bay Forest Black got here by beating PQ Premier 4-1. Chelsea 1-0 in the quarters, and in the semis it was the Arsenal 1-0 in a shootout. That ball going to the center circle now. Gary Ramirez, a touch, getting it over to Mellum. Want to go out to the wide, to Jean, a touch, and now as they head toward the attacking third, weaving her way, but winning it there. I believe that was Makita who won that soccer ball, pushed it across midfield. West Coast FC get back on it again, but Vincent intercepts into space. West Coast FC intercept into space, and now it's Vincent again. Ramirez wins it, settles it down, but Vincent now off the strike. And she gets it over to Simon, Shannon Simon. Back to Vincent. Vincent now on a give and go. Back to Simon. Simon down to central. Simon accelerates, goes to the wide now, and they finally stop her possession there as it goes out on the near side. Simon was trying to find somebody to pass it to. Was going to go down the throat. Knocked out a play on the near side. Time running out here in the first half. The championship game of the girls under 13. The throw in. Kara Inamoto. Vincent now trying to get to it on the near side. As it comes over to Kimberly Keever. Keever marked heavily there and knocked out a play. And there's a player now for West Coast FC. And we will take a timeout in a 0-0 game. Championship 1 here at the Ranch. Okay, Brianne Chiltonetti was hurt on that play and not putting a lot of weight on her leg there, so she's definitely going to be out of this match for a bit of time, and who knows, may not be able to play in the rest of this match. So we hope the best for Brianne. Kara Inamoto going to throw it in for South Bay Force in the attacking third. Obviously, the West Coast FC have a fresh player into the contest, and we will mention her as she touches that soccer ball. SBF now, again in the attacking third for the end of this half with about 6 minutes left to go, trying to put it in the back of the net. Kara Inamoto throws it in again. Look for Mahoney. It goes by her, but there's a foul, and it's real close to the 18-yard box. Is it in the box? No, it isn't. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty kick just outside the box. Shannon Simon now will take the set piece. Simon for the South Bay Forest Black. An opportunity here. Help her team get a goal. She strikes it right on the net, and a save made that time by Monkberger as she came to the near post. Good strike that time by Shannon Simon. Skies ever so cloudy here in this afternoon game. Both teams in the winter have been trying to, and now we're in the spring trying to get to this championship game, and they've got here, and one of them will be the champion in this match and in this tournament, and we'll go on to the Far West region, Region 4. as that ball now heading for the defensive third. The South Bay Force now running back, retreating back there is Lauderville. And it goes out of play, and West Coast FC will throw it in. That's Kaylee Landerville is her name. Correction on that. And that ball goes over. Simon almost got a touch on it, and they bring it down as it headed to the 18-yard box. Here's Mahoney. Here's a long ball play. They only had two in a deep back, and they were in the defensive half. And now here's an opportunity. A shot aside. What a play by Pontier. Isabella Izzy-Geary took the shot. Her of the orange cleats. But Pontier able to be strong with the save. And Geary on it again, but Vincent standing tall into space. And Geary now trying to win it. Geary straight the leg, a heel pass, but gave it away to Mahoney. But here's Geary again. Got a teammate now, and they pass it back to Tejan. Tejan now as they head toward the attacking third. Standing tall in the top of the box. And a strike, and that time they're not going to get anything out of that. Chloe Hemingway just took the shot. But either way, takes time off the clock. Keeps the other team from putting one in the net before half. Don't got a lot of time left in the first half. Sierra Pontier driving it up the central. We have the unofficial time, but we are getting close. Here is Tejan. Tejan, her teammate, in space. They have space and time now. West Coast FC. And a long ball played up. Ashley Ramirez now. Down to central. Coming over to Geary. And coming way off her line, but they take it away from her now. Here's Chloe Hemingway, but coming into the space and knocking it away. Hemingway was all alone. The keeper was off her line. But coming over there to make the great play that time was Inamoto. Inamoto doesn't make that play. They got a big chance at putting one in the back of the net. Both teams have played good defense in this match. Ashley Ramirez, the set piece, the outswinger this time. And it's won by Shannon Simon. Ramirez, though, for West Coast, and now towards the 18-yard box now. And they've got a runner, takes a shot on the side, a left-footed try that time by Hemingway again. And this time a lot more accurate. Pontier was there again, and Sierra's played a very good keeper today. On the near side, West Coast FC to Ramirez. Ramirez and gets a through ball over her teammate in the central. Now they want to go back out wide to Geary. Izzy Geary now. Geary now. And good defense that time by Inamoto and company into space. They force them to throw it in. West Coast FC. Geary throws it in. Getting it over to Hemingway. Or no, that's Mellum, Yelly Mellum. Mellum, back to Geary. Back to Ramirez. Ramirez chips it into the box. And coming over there to get it was McKeegan. Able to get it out of there. Now here's another drive, but it is awry of the near post. Still 0-0. Peppering the defensive half is West Coast FC, forcing the South Bay Force Black to play some defense, find ways of keeping that ball out of the net. And they've been able to do it. They've been standing up tall to the task. Pontier drives it up out of their defensive third. However, now they got to retreat back as there's a player to the wide. Here's a service into the box. The header, and just missed it. Just missed it that time. It was Geary trying to score. The header was beautiful, but not beautiful enough to put it in the back of the net. Good cross, though. Coming out is McKeegan for the South Bay Force Black. Izzy Geary standing into space. Here's Ramirez. Can't get to it. As Vincent shielding her. Vincent now getting pressured by Geary and Ramirez. Vincent still on a soccer ball into space. And gives it to her teammate in a moment and they knock it out of play. The throw on the near side. Akubuilo. And she has her teammate now, Shannon Simon. Back to Vincent. And trying to draw it back, and it was knocked out of play. Inamoto, a long throw toward the defensive third. And here is Kiever. Kiever now trying to get to it. Kimberly Kiever. And it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for the South Bay Forest Black on the near side. And now their offensive opportunity. Not too many of them left here in the first half. Trying to do something here. Here's Kara Inamoto to throw it in. Inamoto to Akubuilo. Intercepted, though, that time by Isabella Geary. Upfield. However, they still have it in the defensive half of West Coast. They win it and get a long ball now going up. La Piccolo. And she didn't get to it. Now all the way across field. And Simon now. Let they win it. Over to Tejan. Does West Coast. Still possessing the soccer ball. Still on it. Drawing it back to Tejan. Over there looking for Ramirez on the switch. And she didn't get it. Deflected. However, West Coast still on a soccer ball. Is it Geary? Geary trying to make a move. Doing a step over. Gets it to a teammate, though. And that time it was to Hemingway. And no problem for Pontier. The ball upfield now towards midfield. Here's Tejan. West Coast winning it again as they want to keep that pressure on. But here's Shannon and Simon. However, here's Tejan again to midfield off of Ramirez. Geary. Geary now, her runner into the box. Is it Geary? Left-footed trying to get a header, and Pontier makes a save. Oh, how did she find that soccer ball that time? Pontier in the 6-yard box. Been strong today. Up in the air. 50-50 ball, and Vincent goes down. And Shannon Simon. But Vincent is tough, and she gets right back up. And the center ref going to look at Vincent. Jessica has been tough today. The throw in from the near side. Geary toward the central for Hemingway. Off of a bounce. Tejan, the hitter. Tejan chasing it down. Tejan going to give it up. Here's Kiever. Kiever going to go out wide. He's got Muno. Susana Muno looking to get it and has it, strikes it, and it's still in the play in the corner. They push it upfield. Kiever now. Kimberly Kiever under duress, and that soccer ball winds up towards midfield. Trying to get to it now, as it is Hemingway. In the center circle now. Here's Jessica Vincent. Vincent with time. Vincent on the run. Jessica Vincent still on the soccer ball. Tries to thread the needle for a shot. And no problem that time. Almost deflected past the keeper, Monkberger. Upfield and midfield now. Akubuilo. But she goes backwards with the soccer ball. Shannon Simon under duress couldn't get to it. The midfield, they draw it down, and they switch it to the near side for a run from the back of Kirsten Reeves, and no problem for Pontier. Ball pushed by Pontier up to Reeves, and no handball. However, it is going to be, well, yes it is, and a free kick. Free kick. South Bay Forest Black, 0-0 match. Championship game. Great action here at the Ranch. Rancho Capistrano Soccer Fields. And that ball down to Central. Over to Cohen. Cohen push it out to the wide, looking for Muno. And Muno under a lot of pressure over there. It's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in West Coast FC. Knocked out and going to be another throw-in. West Coast FC trying to get it in the attacking third. See what they can do. Put one in the back of the net. Here in the first half. That's a cross into the top of the box, but knocked out by South Bay Force Black. Nice defensive job that time as they knock it out of play. But it was last touched by West Coast FC, so it's now going to be a goal kick. And there's the whistle. A very strong, a very taut, a very fast-paced at times. First half of action, both teams counterattacking at each other. But stay with us. There's going to be directions by both coaches of what they need to do in the second half. And we'll be right back in the championship game, 0-0, between the South Bay Force Black and the West Coast FC. Okay, set to get underway here in the second half, a 0-0 match. Hope you've enjoyed all the action in the first half. As West Coast FC will be going left to right on your picture screen, and right to left is the South Bay Force Black. Both teams look like they keep the same keepers from the first half.
Go hard, Mandy.
Stellar action in the first half. Again, as I mentioned, both teams just going after it and putting pressure on our defense. West Coast FC, though, actually put a lot more pressure on a South Bay Force Black's defense, and they just couldn't get it in the back of the net. They had some pretty good chances, though. And Sierra Pontier standing on her head, making saves, and being very alert off her line. Kept this a 0-0 match. Now that ball goes over to McKeegan. West Coast FC now. McKeegan now trying to get to it, and does. Gets it over to Kara Animono. And it was deflected off, and Kiever now coming over to Makita. And in the 18-yard box, pushed up forward to Kara Animono. And knocked out of play on the near side.
Go and get it.
As West Coast FC throwing it in. Smolinski with it. Going out to the Y. Looking for Tejan, but Mahoney wins it. Mahoney gonna switch it to McKeegan. McKeegan now. Push it across midfield. West Coast FC. McKeegan, and winning it there was Mellum. Over to Ramirez. Ramirez Her pass or the interior now toward the 18-yard box. They got to retreat back, and they got to be careful not to foul La Piccolo, and they didn't. Very close, though. Isabella Geary was chasing after it. Here's Ramirez. Here's Yelly Mellum. And it now deflected off of Mahoney. Coming into the space, driving it there was Indigo Gibson. Down to Central, West Coast FC. Off a deflection, here's Mahoney. Off of Tijan. And now here's a direct shot, and it goes a little bit off to the right. No problem. For Pontier. He's played great in this match. Pontier now driving it down to Central. Simon. Now to Central. West Coast FC pushing it back toward the defensive third. Touching it on the far side over there. As it come down the middle with Yelly Mellum. Mellum now, and then now they're going to go to the near side. Defending over there was Kieber. Going to be a throw-in. 0-0 your score. Greg G.K. Porter along with George Langevin on the camera. George Langevin Video Sports Productions. Happy to be here at the ranch. Rancho Capistrano Soccer Fields in the city of San Juan Capistrano. The throw-in. Into the corner. Inamoto is there. Acubuilo. A touch. Chidera. And it goes back toward the Central. Toward the 18-yard box now. Into the corner. Amanda McKeegan runs onto it. And try to give it to her teammate, Cara Inamoto, but it didn't go there. So it's a throw-in. Isabella Garcia into the 18-yard box. Ramirez up in the air as they stand tall on top of the box. The blue and black, they get it out of danger in their own defensive third. But it comes back in here again. And now here's Izzy Geary. And a save has to be made by Pontier as Geary just takes a shot. Trying to get it inside that near post was Geary. Retreating back in their own defensive third now. And Izzy Geary, a foul on the back of the leg of the player there, Sayaka Suganuma. And Suganuma and company throw it in. As Acubuilo now. Chidera getting it over to Shannon Simon. But there's Ramirez in his space. And Ramirez puts it right back to the center circle. Jessica Vincent, who took some lumps in the first half, but she's been strong, responding from them. West Coast FC drawing it back to Ramirez. She settles it down to Central. Looking for Izzy Geary. Geary, a big chance. Geary just missed the far post. Oh, she almost put it in the back of the net. No chance for Pontier, but she just missed the far post. And now they'll have a CK. Ramirez on the near side. Ashley will take the CK to set piece in a 0-0 match. West Coast FC. In the girls under 13, the outswinger. The header brought down. Number of players there in the space, but Mahoney comes out with it, pushes it upfield. Chidera. Off to Karam, over to Vincent. Vincent off of the foot of Geary. We have a substitution. Yes, we do.
17.
Yeah, South Bay Forest Black's going to get a fresh player in. Sayaka Suganuma comes out. I believe it was Anamoto coming in.
17.
Down to Central, Ashley Ramirez. Mahoney's there. Mahoney wins that soccer ball, but gives it away, though, to Ramirez. Ramirez playing well in its space that time. On it now is McKeegan. Taken away, though. Weaving it away is Garcia. Blocked by Mahoney. Nice job. To the near side, it goes out of play. 0-0 is your score. And on the near side, a throw-in. 50-50 ball. Ramirez trying to head forward. It was intercepted. SBF have it. They win it out of their own half of the field. Send it forward. 3 in the deep back. They win it and push it back. Cross midfield. Garcia now. Winning it over to La Piccolo. La Piccolo now. As Mellum wins it and gives it to Ramirez. And gives it away to Acubuilo. Over to Simon now. Simon retreats back and goes out and switches it to Vincent out to the wide. Vincent now. Jessica Vincent still on the soccer ball. Vincent goes down. Center ref says play on. And that ball is headed out, and who was it headed out by? It was headed out by Geary. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was headed out by the other player standing next to Geary. So now Dejan, a strike, goes out of play. Going to be a throw-in. Little bit of a breeze at times here in New Rancho Capistrano soccer fields, but doesn't look like a chance for the sun to come out today. And could be a possibility, the way the dark clouds look, of maybe a little precipitation. It hasn't happened yet. Here's Acubuilo on the run, on the counterattack. Acubuilo continuing on into the box. Intercepted by West Coast FC, but Shannon Simon wins it and pushes it up in the air, but a save is made by Monkberger.
Come on, JoJo. Come on, girls!
Drawing it up in the air.
Man on!
Here's Tejan. Tejan loses it, gives it away to Simon. Shannon Simon looking for a teammate, Muno. Here's Muno in a space, but could not continue on, dispossessed, but Muno stays after it. Muno still trying to get the soccer ball and wins it in the box. And it goes over to Acubuilo, and it's knocked out. But they continue to put pressure that time on the West Coast FC. Going to be a throw-in. South Bay Forest Black now off the bounce. Continuing with Jessica Vincent. Vincent tried to get around the defender but could not. And West Coast FC pushes it on a long ball. Try to get a counter going, however. Winning it in his space there is Katrina Cohen. Draws it back to her teammate who headmans it up to McKeegan. To Mahoney. Megan Mahoney has it now. Like to call her JoJo. And that ball headed to midfield now. Gary drawing it back to Dejan, to Ramirez. Ramirez settles it and try to get a through ball to her teammate, and she couldn't get it there. And so on the near side is South Bay Forest Black have it. And they push it up. Field, Chidera, Acubuilo switching it, but Shannon Simon couldn't get to it.
No walking.
And now here is Izzy Geary. And that ball intercepted. Sent toward the defensive third. Simon can't get to it. It goes to Geary. Geary trying to protect it and does, and it's knocked off of Kara Anamoto. It'll be a throw-in. West Coast FC will throw it in. Substitution now for West Coast is Gus Castaneda. Wants to get a fresh player in there. Ahern is in there. Simon trying to get to it. Simon wins it. Gives it to her teammate who pushes it up forward looking for Muno. Muno trying to chase it down. Can't get to it. As it is pushed up to midfield, and then now they get a counterattack going, but intercepted there by Kiever. Kiever to Akubuilo. Settles it and goes wide. To the outside now. In his space. Vincent to Jean. Strong in his space and taking it away. All the way up. Retreating back is Kiever. Kiever now draws it to the near side and out of play. Kiever had to make the quick decision that time as there was pressure. Isela Garcia. Garcia into the 18-yard box. Brought down. Won by SBF. But to Ramirez, and it's a handball into space. Going to give way to a free kick. Just out in a defensive third. Free kick for SBF. 0-0 match. Greg G.K. Porter with George Lanneman Video Sports Productions. Again with George on a camera. In this particular match today, you get to do the championship ones. There's two of them. First one was 1-0. This one is still 0-0. And the 18-yard box. Getting to it is Kara Anamoto. And they push it wide, and it goes out of play. Into the 18-yard box. Players going after it for SBF. Trying to win it. But this ball is struck, and a goal! Go, 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 goal! Izzy Geary putting it in the back of the net. Number 12, and it is 1-0. A scramble ensued in a defensive third, and Geary was open just enough to drive it high and was able to beat Pontier. And just after I mentioned a 1-0 score, we have that in this match. 1-0, the girls under 13. Will it stay that way? It did in the last match, but still a lot of time in this match. As South Bay Force pushing it out of play, but they want to keep the pressure on. Here's Muno coming into the space. And in West Coast FC, push it out of play. And they are going to have to retreat back in their own defensive third. Here's Kiever throwing it in. It's intercepted. They try to get a counterattack going, but that ball is going to be pushed down to Central. Simon is going after it. Simon trying to win it, and it's going to be a foul on Simon. And it'll be a free kick. West Coast FC with the 1-0 lead here in the second half. And in their own half of the field, they're not in a hurry as they have the lead now, trying to hold on and win the State Cup National here at the ranch. In the back, Kara Anamoto, and they try to push it up with Vincent, and they do. Out of their own defensive third, but here's Ramirez. She wins it over to Dejan. Dejan getting it over to that who scored the goal, Geary. Geary trying to get it again. Can't, though, as Vincent winning it. Getting it to Simon. I believe that's Akubuilo to the wide. And it winds down to Muno. Muno has it in the central. Gonna go back and switch it to the wide side. Here's Vincent pushing up on a run from the back. Vincent now still on it. Vincent gonna try to draw it back, but it's intercepted by Gary. However, that caroms over to Ramirez now. Ramirez settles it and pushes it up to her teammate, Ahern. Gary over to Hemingway. Hemingway off of a deflection, and coming over is Pontier to make the save. Pontier making the save, who has played a great match in this one. And I want to remind you that that goal, she had no chance on. It was high, and it was hard, and it was off the top of the crossbar. And here again, trying it again, and just missed another try. And Geary's becoming a pressure now of the defenders of South Bay Force. She's finding a spot, almost like a basketball player who finds that spot, and they start hitting buckets. And obviously, South Bay Force Black, very thoughtful of her, and she's coming out now. They're going to give her a rest as they get two fresh players in for West Coast FC. We mention every player as they touch that soccer ball if we don't get their numbers when they first come in. Here's one of them that just came in. That's La Piccolo for West Coast FC. And pushes it upfield now. Does SBF. The retreat back for West Coast. The throw in. Chidera trying to get a teammate to run onto it, Muno. And it was knocked out by Muno. West Coast still throw it in. And a substitution first as SBF want to get a fresh player in. And Shelly Marsden wants to get a fresh player in, and as Muno is going to come out. And there's going to be a throw-in for West Coast. Strike that time by Ahern. Kellyanne Ahern, and she gets a player to run onto it. La Piccolo in the box. La Piccolo, and a save by Pontier. Hannah was on a great run into the 18-yard box and nearly was able to get a good shot. But SBF able to avert that scenario. Still down 1-0. An attempted pass over to McKeegan was intercepted in the interior now. And now out to the wide and near side. Chasing it down, SBF. South Bay Force on a deflection. It's going to be a throw-in. Isela Garcia to Ramirez. Ramirez just gets it down the central, looking for a player to run onto it. But SBF is there. They're able to tighten up at the top of the box and win it. Push it upfield to Shannon Simon. Simon out to Vincent. Vincent doesn't get to it as they play well into space. West Coast winning that soccer ball. Natalie Higgins now. Higgins, a nice play into space a moment ago. Off the deflection into the box. To the wide of the box. Collision. And it's going to go against West Coast. Free kick in their own defensive third. All the way upfield to Simon. Vincent pushing it up to midfield. Knocked out. Knocked out by West Coast. SBF now trying to continue on. Trying to get a counter going. Process a good attack, but couldn't do it in the space. Dispossessed and back the other way. They have to retreat back and just get it back there as coming down was Ahern. Ahern coming down to central with some steam and a good defensive play in the space to rob Ahern of a chance. And now to the central. Push it back upfield. 50-50 ball. Kirsten Reeves Here's Akubuilo chasing it down, but won by the West Coast FC, but they give it away. They give it away to Kiever. Kiever chasing it down and just couldn't get a strike on it. Taken away into space and sent back to the central for Ramirez. Ramirez on a long ball and her teammate can't get to it. And now here's another long ball try. As retreating back is SBF. Off of a bounce, SBF now, they got to play defense into the corner of the box and toward the box now as West Coast continues on and they stand strong on the wide of the box, able to win it and get it out of danger. And down to Central as Mahoney a touch to Simon. Simon looking for a teammate. Won't get it there as Ramirez dispossesses her and then couldn't go any further. Off to Karam. Only 3 in the deep back for West Coast, and they drive it on a long ball, headed for the attacking third. And winning it there is Hemingway taking the shot, but nobody to run on to, and they give way to a goal kick. 1-0 your score. And West Coast FC wanting to hold on to that 1-0 score and win the championship of the State Cup National here at the Ranch. They have it now off the intercept toward the attacking third, toward the box, on the top of the box. And they can't push it any further. Again, a good wall there by the blue and black of SBF. And SBF now tightening up into Central. To get it to Simon. Simon, a nice step around the defender. Push it out to the wide to Vincent. Vincent on the run. Vincent try to get a nice ball and does to Kiever, but can Kiever hold on to it? Does. And switch it, but nobody was there. Give it to Mahoney in the space. She has time and space. Mahoney drawing it back. Got a teammate. They want to weave their way, work their way to the 18-yard box. To Kiever, drawing it back to Simon, out to the wide to Akubuilo, and their pass intercepted. They had a good passing attack that time, and they moved the ball well against the left side of the defenders of West Coast. They throw it in. SBF toward the 18-yard box, but is intercepted. West Coast in their own defensive third. They push it out of play. Kara Inamoto will throw it in, though. They gave it away in a far side touchline. Inamoto off the 50-50 ball. Both teams vying for it. West Coast has it. West Coast on a run with Ahern. Ahern still on a run. Ahern wants to get it, but can't. However, Ramirez has it in space and time to her teammate with space and trying to get another subsequent touch, could not. As nice play that time by Madison Makita. They push it all the way up the field to Kiever now. Drawing it back. Mahoney's not there, but they do have a player to run up from the back. Akubuilo trying to chase it down and off the bounce. A little bit too fast on that soccer ball, and no problem for the keeper, Monk Berger. The header to the near side, JoJo Mahoney out of play. Nobody there to run onto it.
He's fine, JoJo.
Substitution now. Maybe Tijan is coming back in for West Coast as Kelly and Ahern coming out. These slowages of action. There is a systematic approach to it when you have a 1-0 lead. West Coast not in a hurry. In a deep back, they push it up to Central. They have a player on the wide to run onto it. That's Natalie Higgins. Higgins being guarded by 2 players. Higgins now dribbles and pushes it back to Reeves. Kirsten Reeves, but The pass is errant, and it is now going to be a throw-in for SBF. They throw it in off of Acubuilo. Chidera couldn't win that one. And now it is put. Okay. Action set. Greg G.K. Porter back here at the State Cup Nationals, the Rancho Capistrano soccer fields, and I'm here with the team that was the finalists today, but they didn't play like finalists. A couple of ways they could have possibly won this thing, and I'm going to give it to the girls to just introduce themselves and talk about their experience.
Hi, I'm Megan Perkins, number 3, and the experience in National Cup was really fun, and I learned a lot even though we didn't win. And West Coast did good, but we'll just show up next time and win, so yeah.
Good job, good job. All right.
Hi, I'm Savannah Sartini. I'm number 40, and 48. And this experience in National Cup has been great, and I hope next year we can win it. And thank you, Shelly, for being such a great coach.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Landerville. I'm number 20, and I thought I was really happy that we made it this far in National Cup, but I was hoping to win, but I think we still did really good.
Hi, my name is Megan Mahoney. I'm number 14. I play midfield, and I think it's great that we made it to the finals for National Cup, and I think we can beat them next time.
Hi, I'm Chidera Acavilo. I'm number 28, and I play forward. We've been working really hard since March of last year, and that's what got us this far.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shannon Simon, and I'm attacking center mid, and I'm number 10. Yeah, here you go.
Hi, I'm Randy McKeegan, and I'm number 4. I play left mid, and National Cup has been really fun and a great experience.
Hi. Hi, I'm Kara Enomoto, and National Cup has been really fun, except for the last losing. But other than that, 17. Alright.
Hi, I'm Jessica Vincent, number 7. I play right mid, and it's been a really fun time here, and I hope we can win next time.
Sierra Stern.
Hi, I'm Sierra Ponthier. I'm number 22 and I'm the keeper. And this experience has been like incredible. You don't get the chance to be in the finals of National Cup like every day. So it's just been like incredible.
And without Sierra, we wouldn't have made it this far either.
She's like the best, the number 1 goalie.
Hi, I'm Kimby Keever, number 2, and I think next year we have a good chance of making it to the finals and winning.
You're number 2.
Hi, I'm Maddie Makita. I'm number 8, and I play sweeper. And to get to the finals National Cup is awesome, and our team did a great job.
Hi, I'm Christine Kibbles. I'm number 9, and I play outside defender. And this experience was awesome, and I'm proud of this team that we made it to the finals.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Amino, and I'm number 00. This experience, what? Oh, and I play outside midfielder. This experience has been like really good, and we couldn't have done it without every player on this team. And I'm really happy that, yeah, okay.
I'm Sayaka Suganuma, number 24. I play right defense, and I'm glad we made it this far. And I hope we win next year.
Okay. Hi, I'm Katrina Cohen, number 11. And I play center mid, and this was fun. And here's our coach, Shelly.
Where'd she go? What am I doing?
You're saying, hi, my name is Shelly Marston. I'm the coach of U13.
Okay, my name is Shelly. I've got silver nail polish, so apparently I'm a silver medalist, a finalist. The place did not have gold nail polish, and that's our downfall. And that's about it.
Thank you.
One time, a shout out, girls.
Let's
Two, three. Greg G.K. Porter back here with the champions of the State Cup National 2009 in the girls under 13 bracket, and it's West Coast FC, and I'm going to give the microphone to the girls so they can talk about their experience and how happy they are to be the champions with the gold trophy.
I'm Danielle Mellum, and I play center mid, and I'm really excited because I've never won before. And I'm really excited I didn't miss my PK.
There you go.
I'm Izzy Gary. I play forward, and I'm really, really happy. And what are you supposed to say?
Let Izzy talk.
That's all.
I'm Kellyanne Ahern. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's nice to get a champion medal instead of a finalist medal.
I'm Jamila Tujan, and I'm happy we won because I played center mid, and I'm happy we won because now we can win regionals.
There you go.
I'm Chloe Hemingway, and I play forward and center mid, and I'm really happy we won because last year we were here but we didn't win, and now we have a chance to go to regionals and win.
Yeah.
I'm Kristen Reeves, and I play defender, and I'm really excited we won.
I'm Michaela, aka Monk. I play goalie. I'm really happy we won instead of being like the finalists again.
My name is Natalie Higgins, and I play forward, and I'm just really, really excited.
You guys want to do a cheer for your team?
Yeah.
On three.
West Coast, you know.
1, 2, 3, West Coast, you know!
There you go. Good job. I'm here with Kathy Ahern, and this was just a phenomenal game. You don't see too many of them at this level, at this age group, and only thing I could say is the girls came out and put their everything forward. They're down one player, they go into overtime, they find a way to get to the PKs or either win it in overtime. It goes into PKs and they win it in PKs. Your thoughts?
It just makes it sweet. I mean, we're down 2 defenders. We thought we had the game won. 5 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Gus was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Character. They never give up. Don't let that opportunity be missed, right, girls? That's it.
How were the parents in this whole tournament, this whole experience from day one?
I have the best parents in the entire world.
Right.
And the best kids.
Great. Well, one last thing you would like to say for your squad now going to the Far West Regionals?
Sure. West Coast!
You know!
And that's going to do it from Rancho Capistrano soccer fields. As you see, the West Coast FC victorious today. Perseverance was the key for both teams, and they had enough to come out on the shootout. I hope you enjoyed all the action today on a cloudy day here in San Juan Capistrano. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for George Landeman Video Sports Productions, saying take care of yourself, God bless, and we will see you next time. Save this one on the hard drive.
All right, smile, lady. That's one. Smile. You have $1 million smile. The front. Front to the left. Front to the left. To the left. A little more. There you go. A little more. That's Nick's voice, by the way. You got Nick's voice. You need to look this way too. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, go on. 1, 2, 3.